Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 63 of the Frisky Whiskey. Mike D, we kind of have a unscheduled, quick-paced, but interesting episode.
Yes, we kind of slapped it together. My boy here just flew in from Vegas, Monte.
Ah,
My cousin Monte. He's hanging out. He's a whiskey guy. He's got his glass. He's got a cigar going.
all right, all right.
All right, he's chill. He's chill. Look, if he asks you to make a bet, just tell him no.
He looks like he doesn't have a lot to lose, so
Something about your soul, and you don't win. You
yeah.
know, But he's a cool guy. Monte, say something. What's up, man? Monte, don't be quiet. Be control, dude.
Ah, he doesn't
Monte,
want. Oh,
Welcome to my game. Order. I
what are you talking about?
always knows when to hold and when to pull.
Do you hear him?
My bony fingers have dealt with the best and the worst. But you think you've got what it takes to outsmart me? Then take us and let's see what you're made of.
Like you can't hear the laugh, you just see his jaw moving.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's really weird? I'm gonna leave him on, but I'm gonna turn the volume down. He's just gonna mirror
Oh, like that?
Fortune,
deals and gears. There we go.
whiskey, cigars, and a couple of cards around my
You also need.
nightmare stock machine. Don't let my skip.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. I think he had too much whiskey.
I think we did. All right, we'll just let him hang out for a minute.
Oh,
Um,
suddenly it starts going off again. I mean, you can't
no, but
hear
we got some
any
good
of
whiskeys tonight.
it. You just going ham. Yeah, we got some good whiskeys tonight for sure. That's awesome. We have no idea what's on Monty's mind, but it doesn't really matter. Just know that you have to know when to hold them and fold them. That's all you need.
Like you
Anyways.
punk ass motherfucker. You talking shit? Huh? You talking shit? You don't know me. You don't know me.
So what's our first bottle that we're getting
Okay,
into?
so our first bottle is here. We're gonna have Monty take a break for a second. His first bottle right now is a classic with a great story behind it.
Okay.
Okay, it has an amazing story, and it's one of the original OGs, if you will, in the whiskey industry.
Yeah.
The ones that made it big. It's Nelson Greenbrier, Tennessee handmade sour mash whiskey,
Yep, yep. And
and
for
I
the
mean this
first
is like
time, Mike D and I actually have the same bottle.
look at that. And, they make some other ones, right? But
Yeah.
this is like their kind of
Like original
like their
recipe
their
type thing.
flagship. Their flagship. This is the
Okay.
original. This is the original one. It's look. I got it. I think I spent like $30 on it. I think on here it says 34.99.
Yeah.
It's got an interesting story. We're gonna talk about the history in a second. Actually, I'll tell you the history right now a little bit while we pour our first glass.
Yeah.
So, um, what's this guy's original name? So originally, Nelson Greenbrier was actually from Germany.
Okay.
His family owned candle and soap factories, businesses in Germany.
Interesting.
And he always had a dream of coming to America and decided, when he was old enough, he had his family, he sold his business, turned all his money into gold, which was a thing you did back in those days. This is like 18 somethings, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, took his family and back in those days, the only way to get to America was by boat.
Hmm.
And the Atlantic wasn't always the best ocean to cross at times. And we didn't find have the best boats at times to handle those crossings. So unfortunately, a big old wave hit this boat, took it out in the end. when there were rescue ships showing up, the story goes that when he went into the water, all that money he turned into gold was in his pockets of his jacket, a jacket specially made to hold gold bars.
Mm.
So when he got in the water, he sunk. So the story goes. Then his son, Charles, at age 15, took over the family.
Okay.
Did what he knew what to do at that point. Was his dad taught him how to make soap and and make candles. So the guy went, did that. But then, started entrepreneuring and opened up a grocery store and started making his own whiskey.
Mm.
And at the time, selling whiskey in a bottle wasn't a thing, but he would sell whiskey to his customers. No one
Okay.
knows how he truly did it. Did they bring their own container? Did he sell them barrels? No one knows how he did it, but he was selling them whiskey. And then he eventually expanded that business into opening up a distillery and then having a very profitable business from that distillery
Okay.
and selling bottles and really becoming one of the first big ones in this country.
Hmm.
Until that famous thing that happened.
The infamous thing.
The infamous thing, prohibition. But that's a high level. We can go deeper into it. We know people who actually know the story much better than we do.
That we
It has
do.
a lot more information about it, but that's a very high level. This is how they began.
Yep.
And then what happened was years later, like all whiskeys that we're drinking probably nowadays, or good for most of them, got resurrected somehow. The original
Hmm.
recipe was found, and that's what this is. Um, Pays homage to the original recipe.
Okay.
It is resurrected remarkably the family recipe when it was first being bottled in 1909. It was painstakingly filtered through mellowing beds of sugar maple charcoal and aged in new charred oak barrels. It's a wheated mash bill recipe, meticulous process, which follows all Tennessee whiskey, which is a Lincoln County process. So we're going to go into our tasting notes here.
Okay. Do we have the
Your
nose?
nose should be full,
Hmm.
warm, showing warm caramel.
I smell the wheat.
Um, the vanilla, cinnamon, and apple
Okay. Yeah, I
in that
got
nose.
vanilla.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And dude, now this has a mash bill of corn, wheat, and malted barley.
The wheat is very prominent.
It has won awards, some silver medals, gold medals at the Bartender Spirit Award, double gold at the TAG Global Spirits Award.
Going
These are all
ham.
places we need to go. A couple of platinum awards. Hey, you got platinum,
If you're going platinum.
right? Gold this last year, gold at the Denver International Spirits Show.
Hmm.
Dude, actually, they win a lot of awards, man.
Well, good. I mean, let's get into it and see how good the whiskey is.
Hmm. So the palate should be robust brown sugar, cinnamon roll, definitely, caramel apple, and a touch of cocoa.
Hmm.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Touch of cocaine at the end. You get a weird drip at back of your throat. Shut up.
Yeah, I could see some of those flavors.
Hmm. I mean,
It's
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 robust. I mean,
yeah.
it is a sweet. That cinnamon. I don't know a cinnamon roll, but there's cinnamon in there.
Mhm. Yeah, baking spices is kind of what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah,
I know it sounds generic, but I mean, there's more than
yeah,
just cinnamon. And
yeah.
to me,
The caramel apple.
it's not overly sweet like a wheated bourbon normally is, in
No,
my opinion. You can smell the wheat on the nose, but when
you
you
do.
actually taste it,
Now, for a finish, it should have a long, lingering flavors of cinnamon, brown sugar, gala apple, and black cherry. There is a
the apple is prominent.
yeah.
But maybe that's. Let me clean my palate real quick.
I want to try their reserve one. I mean, all of theirs are not very overpriced. I mean, this one's $35.
Mm.
I
Yeah, I
think their
picked it.
small batch reserve is like 65 or something
This
like that.
one, this one I got for 34.95.
You got it 5 cents under MSRP according to this thing, man.
Ooh, I'm a winner.
Good, good winner right there.
Gotta save that money.
Yeah, you got to save that money if you're playing poker with this guy next.
Good thing we're playing for nickels.
Got a good hand. Mm.
Hmm. That is pretty good.
But the more I drink it, the more I like it. It lingers, but then well, maybe because I just drank some water, but I can't say that's not fair. Just
Yeah.
drinking water.
So there's actually something interesting on the bottle. I don't even know if people notice it because it's like on in the glass itself. It has DSP TN5. If you look on your bottle,
And that it does.
so that kind of
ESP,
yeah, so
TN5.
that kind of goes back to your story of them being like one of the oldest distilleries. So
Okay.
that's DSP is the distilled spirits plant, and the five is the actual number for that plant. So uh, this distillery is one of Tennessee's first registered distilleries, and the distillery's DSP is a result, like it's still showing up on the bottles, is a result of its family's history and meticulous record keeping, which started with their original foreman, Henry Bollinger. What are you doing? Nelson Greenbrier is actually one of the few distilleries in the United States that still uses a single digit DSP number.
Hmm. Yeah, that's like a good find of like whiskey information.
Yeah.
I bet you 90% of people never even saw that.
Yeah, most people probably overlook it. I mean, because it's literally, I mean, I don't even know if I could show it, but it's like right here underneath the label. You can
Yeah,
also see it on the bottom of the bottle in what is like the state of, it looks like the state of Tennessee. So that's kind of like an interesting little tidbit of information there. So most people don't put it on there, right? But that's quite the flex from this distillery, just the fact that they have they're one of the few with that single digit number still in existence that actually puts it on their bottles. That's pretty cool.
that is actually a great find.
I wonder if like Jack Daniels has it on theirs. I haven't looked before.
So, Mr. Charles Greenbrier purchased his first distillery in 1870.
Mm.
Well, that's kind of cool.
It's old. And he was a master distiller around different distilleries before doing this, right? That was kind of like his thing, is he was kind of did a bunch of other.
It doesn't really mention that. It just so when he was making his whiskey prior to 1870, though, he was making it at the Greenbrier Distillery, also known as Old Number Five Distillery.
Yep.
That was built in 1867.
Okay.
It doesn't really say. It doesn't really say that it's not calling him out as a master distiller, really. It just says, he really got a passion for it, and then decided to get out of the
Oh
grocery
no.
business, start selling whiskey full time.
Yeah. Got all slappy.
But he went on to produce approximately 30 different brands of liquor, ranging from Tennessee whiskey bourbon to corn whiskey, Grant gin, apple brandy. So he made all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, including Belle Mead. Belle Mead, what's that name? We've seen that name
Elamine.
before. It's a whiskey,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, the guy, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
quite accomplished. Do you want to put some ice or into or
yeah.
water?
I'm gonna do some ice. I'm just seeing if they talk about him. This is so out of all the distillers, your Dickel's of your time, if you will, your Jack Daniels of your times, if you will, he was the only one, Nelson, uh was looking to use wheat instead of rye.
Yeah, I remember that
So he
fact.
got
Yeah.
so he got away from that, and it became more of a corn barley. Okay,
Hmm.
corn wheat barley
Corn,
recipe
wheat,
for apples.
barley. Yeah, right over there.
Athens.
More ghosts coming out or something.
You got it back there.
Hmm.
So I go to Walmart a lot. I'm just there. It's a nice Walmart too, but it doesn't matter what Walmart I go to. Just once, I want to get a cart that doesn't pull to the left.
All of their carts need an alignment.
There are some days, man, it's a workout, man. Like,
Especially if you got like a bunch of cases of water or something in there. And all of that weight just keeps like shifting off to the left.
mm-hmm. It's funny.
So the nose is
So,
a lot different for me.
oh, much more caramel. It got very sweet.
Yeah. I did
What was
three
this?
drops of chilled water.
And I did ice because that brown sugar comes out a lot more to me.
Mm.
The cocoa comes out, that cinnamon, that vanilla.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, it's tasty and ice.
That's really good with just the water. That mean it toned down that initial we referred to it as robustness. To me, it was like you could tell there was alcohol content. It was that up front. But now I'm getting more of the fruits that they mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
The caramel
pleasant.
apple definitely came out more.
Hmm.
Um, the apple, the black cherry. I'm gonna say that brown sugar popped out a lot more for me too.
Yeah, I definitely get the black cherry now. Although it's like it's the artificial black cherry.
Yeah.
Like it's not like actually eating a black cherry because black cherries to me don't really have much of a flavor to them. I've eaten them before. They just so it's
But I like this
definitely
on
like on the
ice.
artificial
Although the
side.
flavor comes and goes very quickly on the ice, where before there was something sitting there.
Honestly, you should finish that, rinse it, and then throw if you have just water. I have just droplets of water because
I can make it work.
because it literally lingers and keeps going, but you get all of the flavors that you were talking about. It's actually really nice with just a little bit of water. Cuts down on the harshness.
Hold on. Need technology for this. I can do this, make this happen.
We have the technology. That's good. And for 35 bucks, I mean, I'm already a fan of sour mash. I think I've boasted about the Michter's sour mash being one of my favorites. But this is definitely up there now. I really like this.
Right, here we go.
And it's like $15 cheaper than the Michter's.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I've actually seen it priced cheaper. I just didn't buy it because I knew I had the bottle already. I've seen it for under 30 at some places.
That's crazy.
I've seen it. I mean, I just didn't jump on it because I already had like what I had.
Yeah, but I think when you see that, like you have to jump on it at least for a bottle because you know someone's going to go out and be like, "Oh crap, we're selling this too cheap,"
Mhm.
and they're going to check up the price.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
I should have more drop of water in it.
Like all of the flavor just stays. It just tones down like that initial spice, and then all of those nice fruity notes and sweet notes come out. But then it still lingers for a very long time. It's really good.
And don't forget, we got Terry coming into town too.
Oh, you got Terry?
He fell off the wagon. I didn't tell you what happened to Terry.
Oh boy.
He started sipping the corn syrup again, and he got a hold of that high fructose corn syrup. He went nuts, man. He killed and wiped out a couple of villages,
Oh.
just up in the hills. Just wiped them all out. Just Everyone's gone.
Was it straight corn syrup?
No, man. But he's getting a high fructose corn syrup stuff, man. This
Ooh,
is that up.
yeah.
You know, they start lacing that shit now with fentanyl.
Everything's laced with fentanyl these days.
So he's been like, he's been hitting that, and he went nuts, man. It's crazy. You know,
It's unfortunate. Well, when he's good, we got to
yeah,
get him back on.
once a ghoul, always a ghoul. Can't take the ghoul out of the guy once he went, because he moves to the city.
It's
You
true.
can't take the ghoul.
That's true.
This guy's gonna stop doing what he's doing.
No, absolutely not.
I haven't had this in a while. Actually, in a long while. I've had this bottle probably almost a year.
Okay.
I think we had bought it at the time, so I think we were going to do it on the show a long time ago, but we never did.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
There's a lot of whiskeys in that fit that category.
Yeah, but I actually forgot how much I think I really do truly like this as a good, inexpensive whiskey.
You know, we do have an upcoming episode. I wonder about this in that episode.
Oh, absolutely. I think it'd make a great one.
At least as an experiment. At least as an experiment.
No, I think this would make because when the water or ice hits it, the sweetness comes out. You know,
Genius. I'm a genius.
genius, so far away. So if you're watching this show, this is right after Hurricane Milton ripped through Florida. I'm in Palm Beach Gardens. One of those tornadoes came near me, luckily. But I also have my business in Stewart, where I was near the Port Salerno area.
Oh boy.
And there was I saw some damage today. I wish I could. It was in a spot where you couldn't stop and pull your car over and take a picture.
Yeah.
Like it was on Old Dixie where there's like no place to pull over, and there's also an upside down boat on the side of the road.
That's just crazy.
Um,
So is that one of the
there were
water
like three
spouts?
houses that like every day I drove by, I probably looked at them 100 times now. Gone,
That's
gone,
crazy.
like gone. Like
So
this one spot,
that was like the big one that ripped through there.
there was a spot, man. It just looked like Dorothy got angry and they took her house. There was some serious destruction that I'm
I hope
laughing.
those people.
I'm doing my stupid laugh, but like it was some serious destruction,
Yeah.
man.
I just hope the people weren't there when it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all that yet, man. But like, I think you told me this, right? It's the second most, the
Yeah.
hurricane that spawned the second most tornadoes.
Well, no. So it's the storm system in the United States in general that has spawned the most tornadoes. The highest one being, I think it was like Alabama or something like that. There was a storm system that rolled through there that spawned, I think it was like 10 more tornadoes than this one. And that's in history. That's in recorded weather history. So yeah,
It
no,
was bad.
This thing was just dumping. I was watching
It
it
was,
on YouTube.
yeah.
I was watching a guy on YouTube, and he was just like, "Up here's another. Oh, like as he was saying, here's another." He was like, "Up here's another one." They'd like zoom in, and then another like one would pop up over here. And I was like, "Dang, this thing's gone crazy."
It was like that movie, man. Was that movie? The Day After Tomorrow,
Yeah,
where all of a sudden all these tornadoes out of the blue were
yeah,
forming in L.A.
yeah. Well, I was texting all the people I knew. Up in Vero was one. Down in Fort Pierce was another. Down, further south in Martin County, there was some going through PSL and
Well, you saw what I was
Stewart
doing. I was
and
making ribs.
yeah. I was checking on all my people. I was like, "You guys still alive?"
Well, I was talking to Wolfie, who was one of our fans, and we were texting back and forth. He goes, "Hey, man, I'm not even kidding you. A tornado ripped through my neighbor's house down the block. The house is gone."
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously? Like I can't remember. Like I remember maybe one tornado occasionally through all the hurricanes I've been through. I've been through enough of them. I don't remember anything like this where they're just being spawned left and right to a certain degree.
I think the
You
last
know?
one that I remember was Irma, but they were all watches, not warnings.
Yeah.
It kept like constantly dropping them in the water or close or trying to like drop them, but nothing ever really produced. That's like the most I remember is like being around them.
Yeah, that was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I
nuts.
got lucky. I mean, I had some fence damage. Me and my neighbor are gonna go halves on some fence work.
Mm,
It was old fence though. Honestly, any one of our normal afternoon storms we get here could have done
yeah,
what that just did. That doesn't really.
yeah,
Although it was weird because I woke up at around the wind woke me up around 1:45 in the morning because I went to sleep. So I drank a little bit and ate ribs. Bad.
yeah.
Uh, but when I
As one
woke up, I went
does.
outside. It was the wind was like we've been getting lucky the last couple of years, man. They've been taking out the West Coast a lot. That was the first time I was outside a wind like that actually moved me. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
wind that moves you. Like that hasn't I haven't felt that in a long time.
yeah,
That goes back to when we got hit like every year. Then but that was the first time I was like physically the wind physically actually just moved me.
yeah.
Like this is awesome. I shouldn't say that because it happened, but and then I went back inside, and went back to bed. To be honest with you, I was like, okay, that was cool.
You got cooled off and then you went back to bed.
Yeah, yeah. Then I went back to bed. Got my Chihuahua, went back to bed.
Yeah. Hopefully the Chihuahua was not outside with you.
No, she wouldn't go outside. She won't go outside in that kind of weather.
That's good because she wouldn't survive. It would just have taken the poor Chihuahua.
All right, I think we move on to number two, which is going to be a complete jump
And it's going
of
to be, and I'm excited about this one because, um, well, Mike D and I have two different versions.
we do. There's a reason though.
It is the Willett Straight Rye Whiskey Small Batch, right? So, being that it is small batch and being that the Cabes and I are in different places, um, my bottle is coming in at a whopping 106.6 proof. And Mike D, your bottle is coming in slightly higher than that, right?
Mine is at 107.8 proof.
Mm. So, for those of you who know, small batches, when they're bottling them, they take, you know, a small collection of them and they blend them together and bottle them for that one collection. That's the small batch, right?
Yep.
So
Now I am curious, how much did you pay for yours?
mine came out to $80.
Okay. So I think I paid 65 or 70
Okay.
at Costco.
Okay. Costco
Yeah.
prices.
Costco prices, which we've learned isn't always the better price.
Mm-mm.
Remember our Balvenie experiment? Which I haven't had a Balvenie in a while now. I just said that out loud.
It is good.
That's good. That's some good scotch.
Anyway, so I know we've done Willets on the show in the past. We have done the purple top, and
We have.
we've done that one that comes in that little pot still looking it comes in that pot still looking bottle that looks kind of gimmicky and the whiskey's kind of all right.
Yep.
So
It's a decent whiskey.
yeah.
It's yeah.
So I'll just do a quick recap if you want to check that out, those episodes out. I believe it's the purple top one. We had it with Rob from Fox
Rob.
Cigar. He joined us, so go check that episode out. I can't remember what number it is off the top of my head, but you'll see. I think if you're looking on YouTube, it's the one with Rob, Mike D, and I sitting outside
Yeah.
enjoying some cigars.
Probably I was sweating
You were everyone.
incredibly that night because it was
Folks-
super humid that night.
Folks were asking where the AC was in the comments of that video, which I thought was pretty funny. So basically, just real quick history on this. The Willett family's been involved with whiskey business for generations. John David Willett, born in 1841, was the first family member to work in the whiskey industry, becoming a master silver distiller at several local distilleries. In 1936, brothers Thompson and Johnny Willett founded the Willett Distilling Company on the family farm in Bardstown, Kentucky. They produced their first batch of whiskey on March 17th, 1937. So it's
Okay.
old whiskey, and I'm looking for that DSP number, and I do not see one. Although they do have a number at the bottom, maybe that's it, and it's 23. But cannot confirm.
Yeah.
But
What number do you have?
I had 23 at the bottom of mine.
I have 22.
Ooh,
Might mean something.
it might. We'll have to
Could
see if
mean
we can
something.
find.
You already like, super slew something else earlier. So
Ah, there's a weird symbol and then number 23. Anyways,
all right, we're going in. Now, did you? I know you said you tried to look, but it was all over the place. You couldn't find any profiles that would even talk about this.
so it's not that I couldn't find folks who had tried it, who had given their interpretation of the flavors and all that stuff. The problem here is it's small batch. So yours
Right.
is going to taste different from mine. It's going to taste
True.
at which everyone else that I was looking up, their ranges were from 120 proof down to like 109. So there's no way that I would ever be able to come across in a small batch the exact same one. So we're going to have to sleuth our way through our individual experiences,
Okay.
which
Okay. So
isn't a
I
bad
poured
thing.
mine.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. I turn my
Smells
palate.
interesting. Smells interesting in the bottle.
So I'm playing in a charity golf outing tomorrow.
Ooh. How'd your last tournament go?
I didn't tell you. I kicked ass, dude. I was like on fire.
Nice.
I was like unbeatable. It was crazy. So like we won. It was a team format,
Yeah.
and I just blew through the guys I played against.
Nice.
Like I didn't need 18 holes to win. Both my matches ended around hole 13.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was phenomenal. I was above myself. I don't know who that was playing golf. It wasn't me.
Doesn't matter as long as you came out with a W.
You know, I have to admit, man, I was very relaxed on this trip. I got my own Airbnb. I stayed away from
Maybe
everybody.
that's what it is. Maybe that's what you got to do when you go
Maybe
to Naples for your tournaments. Just,
stay away from everybody.
yeah, tell them to
Don't
leave
talk
you
to
alone.
anybody. Yeah.
Just leave me alone. I'm
Well,
doing my thing.
the funny thing is, on day one, I forgot my driver at home.
Mhm.
So I'm in Vero, which is about an hour and 40 minutes away.
Yep.
So one of the guys in my group was on my team, so I used his driver. But I had to go back and get my driver, which made me miss the dinner.
Gotcha.
Then I found some cool little place in Vero that's like a tiki bar in the middle of like a shopping center.
That's random,
It's awesome. It's
but
awesome.
not
And it rained the
uncommon.
entire time I was, and it rained like crazy the entire time I was there.
Really.
It was an awesome experience of eating like basically cheap bar food in the rain in a tiki hut in the middle of a shopping center.
And then going back and chillaxing at the Airbnb.
Yeah, I was very comfortable. We recorded the show.
We did record a show.
We did. Then I got really drunk. I was very hungover the next day. I was late. I got there like right before we were teeing up. Maybe that's why I played so good, man. It was funny.
You
Like
were
the
just
first two
you're just
holes, I had
chilling.
no idea what was going on. I was bizarre the first two holes, and then it just clicked. I hit this drive, and then the rest of my day went.
Maybe that's the mentality you got to do, man. You just got to go in with a clear conscience.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about the nose on this guy right here. I don't know if you're gonna
Lots of
do the
spice.
same.
A lot of spice.
Yeah, kind of like raisins,
I want to say plums. Same thing.
plums. Yeah,
Kind of. It's in the same
yeah. It
category.
might be this. It might be the plums. Either way, it's like that kind of on the nose. But that's not really. That's all I'm really getting.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff coming out of here, if you will, in
Mm.
terms of a nose.
It's a good flavor though. It's a
Nice,
little bit spicy.
a little spicy. It kind of like the
That's
spice
so
almost like
weird.
separates out, out, and like almost this. Is it savory or is it? It's like something's making my mouth water.
It's kind of like a like peppery, and then there's like a sweetness.
Maybe that's making my mouth water. Is that pepper? Is it white pepper? I mean, don't forget those maritime notes of
I mean,
iodine
sure,
pepper.
we can call it white pepper. I don't know the difference. That's weird because like the smell, it seriously is like just kind of spicy with like plum or raisin. That's really good.
No, this is delicious.
That's really good.
Like this is a drinking man's whiskey, a drinking man's rye.
Ooh,
Not too complex, but flavorful. It hangs around. It's got some spice, a little heat behind
it
it,
does. It kind of keeps rolling.
right?
I would say
I
like
mean,
the end.
if you were comparing this to like our buddy Katakin rye,
No,
you
there's no
know,
comparison. There's no
yeah,
comparison.
that's what I'm saying. Like
They're different
this is a
levels.
drinking man's rye. This is like what I would order if I walked into a bar in 1898.
Yeah.
Give me a whiskey. This is what I expect to get. It's a good whiskey. It's just
Well,
whiskey.
you wouldn't have gotten it, but you know,
Well, that is
you could have gotten the Nelson Greenbrier.
possible. That's very possible.
Not so much this one, but no, it is a little. It's a little spicy. The rye itself, that's in the finish. It's not actually in the front flavor, in my opinion. I don't know what else there is there. There's something. It's sweet.
It's not complex though. I
No.
don't think it's really.
There's like three, four flavors that are coming through, and then the finish kind of holds on to that plum slash raisin flavor, and it kind of
Yeah, it's just
coats.
spicy. It's
It's pleasant. I like it a
no,
lot.
it's yeah, no. This is like I said. This is a drinking rye.
Yeah.
Like I would make a cocktail with this. That'd be a waste.
Mm.
Unless it's the right type of cocktail. I'm like not old fashioned.
No, not old
I mean,
fashioned.
look, there's so many cocktails that we know nothing about that would probably be great.
Yeah. I don't know though. This is such a unique flavor. You'd really have to. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm sure there's something, but it's such a unique flavor. I don't know if I've had
To
anything
me,
quite like
it's like my
this.
mouth is watering from it. It's like something savory to me.
Mm.
I'm not sure if savory is the right word because I don't think this is really savory either. I'm just not. I can't articulate.
Umami.
Monte, say something for a change. Just sitting there drinking your whiskey, smoking your cigar.
Forget about it.
Smoking this guy is a Fugazi.
All right. You want to throw some?
Mm. Yeah.
I'm doing water. I don't know if you want to do ice first and then try it with water.
I'm an ice guy, man. I like my ice. I'm calling it out right now. I'll actually like my ice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Some
I'm
guys
not
like
judging.
water.
I'm
I'm
not
just saying
judging.
I like my ice.
I like my ice for most of my my whiskeys.
So for the storm, I drank Milliman Green whiskey or bourbon.
Very nice. Very
That
nice.
was my whiskey of the storm choice. I thought it went well with my little dish I made. So I made I had this recipe I make with ribs, where I boil the ribs in soy sauce,
Okay.
cumin seeds, um, it's like I'm forgetting it. Cumin seeds. There's a third ingredient in there, and water. Boil it, bring it to a boil, and simmer for 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. Then, like the last 20 minutes while it's still in and cooking, I take orange juice, soy sauce, the cumin seeds, garlic. That's what it was. Garlic's in there too. There's garlic. There's garlic in that water. But I also, I saute up. Oh, this I saute. I toast these cumin seeds and the garlic together.
Hmm.
A little bit of vegetable oil. Then I put in the orange juice, soy sauce, and honey.
Okay.
make this glaze, right? And then when ribs are done, you put the glaze on top of the ribs and throw them in a broiler for
Sounds
like
really good.
15 minutes. Honestly, like I was trying to tell Holly, like these aren't your normal ribs. Like these aren't like barbecue ribs. These are like sticky, sweet. It's a citrus, soy, garlic glaze.
It sounds really good.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, last time I made it during Wilma. It's
It's
been
your
like 12
hurricane
whole
rib.
years.
You're gonna call it your
It was
hurricane
yeah, it was my
ribs.
hurricane. I was like, you know, because I
Hurricane
had like
ribs.
I had two slabs in my freezer.
Yeah.
So the night before that, I did my old restaurant style where I cook them in the oven, pull them out when there's like 20 minutes left, and you can just broil them or grill them.
Mm.
I ate a lot of ribs in 2 days. We'll just say it like that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, ribs and eggs.
I made a blackened shrimp etouffee. That was my big fancy meal that I've made. So,
Apparently, I like to cook during hurricanes. I get very creative or get very.
I mean, what
I
else are you
haven't
gonna
made that in
do?
so long.
Everything's closed.
Yeah,
So what else are you gonna do?
yeah, yeah.
Got to
This
eat
is very true.
something, you know. Got
This
to
is
eat
very true.
something. And you're lucky because you don't have, an electric stove. So if the power went out, you just keep on cooking.
I can still cook.
Yep.
I can use my top burners at least.
See, all you need is a
So with
lighter.
yeah, yeah. So with the ice, which I definitely have those. With the ice, it's like I'm drinking a sweet something sweet, like a sweet corn, but corn it's rye, but it feels like I'm drinking sweet corn. Does that make sense?
Does it have corn? Corn?
Um,
Corn? I'm making fun of myself from the hazmat episode. So with the water, it mildly took away that spice,
yeah,
but it really didn't impact it too much. With three
I
drops
think I
of
like a
chilled
better
water.
neat. If I had to pick one or the other, I like a better neat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think I like that spice, that little burn that came with it.
Well, it adds that extra oomph, I think, to the flavor. Because you have all these sweet flavors, and then to have something that's a little bit spicy is nice.
Yep,
I mean, this is enjoyable whiskey.
yep.
I mean,
It's you know what? It's a
80.
good ride to have. It's how we are now. It's a
Yeah.
good ride to have in our collection.
So I would say for me, like having you picked it up for $80, I would say if you can find it cheaper, get it cheaper. But I'm not disappointed that I spent 80, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like the
Like,
Costco price is good.
yeah. Like if I found it for
What I paid
65,
for it.
hands down, boom, done. Like not even a
Yeah,
question in my mind.
it may have been 70. I can't remember. I've actually been sitting on this for a while.
But I
I
mean,
forgot. Actually, this is one of those things where I forgot I had it, but when I cleaned out my whiskey, I found it. It was like going to the store.
well, it's one of those things, right? It's not crazy expensive. So I'm looking,
No, not based on how we spend in whiskey at times.
it looks like some places posted online for 60, but then they're going to charge you like $30 to get it to you. I see it for like 76, 80, 61. So it's kind of all over the place. So I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's in that same price range. So it wouldn't
Yep.
surprise me if you were at Costco and you picked it up
And found it for
for
that. Yeah.
65. This is a little bit on the high end, but I don't mind it, honestly.
Well,
$80 for it. It's like again, I'm not upset with myself
I
for
think if
having
you're a
spent it.
whiskey enthusiast, you would like this. If you're a newbie, let's say if we're throwing Evan in the conversation, I would probably tell him not to buy this one and jot to the victors.
Yeah,
Yeah. The Nelson Greenbrier, though, I think he needs to be introduced to that. That this is a great whiskey.
agreed.
For the price,
Agreed.
it's a great whiskey.
Agreed.
And I'm going to look into getting the other ones now. I want to dabble into their reserve,
Mhm.
small batch reserve.
Oh, so a couple episodes back when we did the old the Ode to Old Overholt.
Yes.
You mentioned that there was a new with like bottle that came out from them. Do you remember the new one?
No, like,
So the ones that I saw was like they're regular, they're bottled in bond, and then they had a 114 proof.
that might be it. They don't make a lot.
No, there was three different ones there on the shelf.
I think they only make three. I've never seen. Okay. There's a 10-year-old old overhaul cask one. Get the hell out of here.
Definitely
Really?
did not see that one.
No, 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 no. You did not see that. Let me go to their website.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
No, and I would like to get my hands on it, to be honest with you. Because I talked about them for so long, and I love the Bottle and Bond one. Their regular one's okay. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
It
we've had
is
it before. It's all right.
you've actually had it. You've had it at my
Yeah,
house.
yeah, we've had it before.
It's pretty freaking strong for being a low.
Low cost.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to live to people waiting on an answer.
Yeah, no, I'm giving up.
If we figure it out by the next episode, we'll bring it up.
Yeah, but there's like they three. That's all I know.
Yeah, you're freezing
Maybe
up.
froze up there for a second. We should probably call it a night. Let's say good night to everybody. I think we're good. Monte.
Since you keep freezing, because your internet.
It's your internet. My internet's fine.
No, don't even start with me. Are you like, hey, buddy?
Thank you, Monty. Ah,
There he is. Do you want me to be quiet? Let him talk real quick about whatever shenanigans.
And when the old, my bony fingers have dealt with the best and the worst.
what's the best part? My boy drinks whiskey.
Not what it takes to outsmart me, then take us.
I don't need anybody. I got him now. I'm good.
All
We
right,
can't even cut you out of the show. It's gonna be the Mike and Monty show.
go
My
for
boy.
it. Go for it.
My boy, you know,
I deal in beer and fortune.
he deals in fear and fortune. What do you deal with? Nothing.
I deal with being disappointed by you.
And a gentle thought.
That glass is never empty.
Just enjoy my first accomplishment. Don't let my skeletal appearance fool you.
My boy,
I know how to play this game.
he knows how to play the game.
You know, kid.
Nope, you're a punk. You know nothing about games.
Well, look at that. Looks like I have myself a dead man's hand.
Talking to you.
Lucky for
Okay.
you that it was dealt for me. Because I don't have any clue in the game.
You and your dad jokes. That's a dad joke right there. That was a full dad joke.
That was a dad joke.
All right, Monty. Anything
Anyways,
else you gotta say, Monty? You good? You good, buddy? All right, you had enough? Wait.
you want some whiskey?
I just feel like lucky that. Yeah, because you're playing so best. I all and done it all. And cheaters to cowards. To beggars. But don't let that scare you. The value is just for sale.
Every time he laughs, it cuts out. I don't know why.
Monty, my boy Monty. Oh, we got Terry coming soon. We got somebody else too.
The Halloween episodes are back.
We're going to build up to the main Halloween spectacular.
The Halloween episodes are back.
Oh,
Anyways, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Make sure you go over to the friskywhiskey.com. Check us out. Our socials are listed there. We're on Instagram, which we don't update very often. We are on YouTube, which we do post every single one of these episodes on there. So if you want to check out our goofy asses on a live, you can
You
find
can
our
see
videos
Monty
there.
is live.
You could actually see Monty and still not understand him live. Go ahead and check out our merch store. What that's already over there on the friskywhiskey.com. Make sure you pick up a shirt or a hat or, whatever you feel like picking up.
Get the Vans. They're awesome.
Get the Vans. And make sure you check out foxcigar.com for all your cigar needs. Our boy Rob is putting together kits. They sell all sorts of goodies like ashtrays, lighters, cutters, all the accoutrement. Also, if you're in the Palm Beach Gardens area, Stewart, down, I don't even know where you work, T-Coast Pavers, go check them out. Was it tcoastpavers.com?
EcoSpares.com.
Bam.
Driveways, pull decks, walkways, we got you.
There you go. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fun episode 63.
Monty. My boy Monty. Say goodnight, Monty.
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.